What's good, Panda? Smoke them down to a singer. Y'all already know we got that motherfucking pin today, but we got that motherfucker locked and loaded as I'm ready to go. What y'all up to today, bros? I know for a fact it's Bubba Kush, but the dude that I got this off of, he got a new batch of. I can't remember what fucking brand cards they are. They're the only way I can explain it is it comes in a little tube about yay big, about literally barely as big as the card is, and it has uh, an evil purple smiley face devil dude on it. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It's pretty fucking fire. Bubba Kush. How you doing, TTV? How's it going, Alexander? Hell yeah, it is, bro. It is. I'm just chilling outside, bro. I'm just sitting here watching airplanes fly through the sky. Fuck. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I've been waiting for him to get either some more King Louis carts or there a couple of weeks ago he had a couple of the Supreme carts and oh, why can't I think of the other fucking name? Oh, Big Chiefs. He had the Big Chief carts, bro, and them Big Chief carts, bro, they be macking, son. Bro, I'm fucking fried. And it's only 10:30 in the morning. Oh, I've been up longer than that, dude. I'm just sitting here. Where y'all be tuning in from? Good morning. I've got this in the sky. So, good morning. 5 likes. I appreciate it, y'all. I don't try to ask for too many likes because you ask for them and people don't give them to you. You don't ask for them and they pop up there, bro. Hell yeah. Flowers and wine, or weed and wine, weed and wine. Nobody. Nobody. Hey, brother, ain't nothing wrong with living in Oklahoma. At least I'm pretty sure it's legal where you live. It ain't legal here. I mean, we've been treating like it's been legal for years, but I think I've been close to Oklahoma. I know I've been to Texas. I just can't remember if we drove that way. Kentucky's literally the land of the tobacco and firearms and alcohol. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, hell no. I don't live like where I'm at right now. I don't live here. I live a town over in Frankfort, Kentucky. But I'm over here visiting with my sister right now. But in Georgetown, Kentucky, bro, we got Toyota. We got the Toyota plant. Traffic from like early in the morning, like between 4 and 5 o'clock, bro. Actually, by 5 o'clock, they got to be at Toyota. What's good, Smokey? Hey, bro, Michigan got some good smoke too. I think I know who messaged me. Oh no, bro, you good? You good, bro? You good, Brody? Yeah, I can vape. I can smoke pot in there. It's just it honestly feels good enough out here that it's fucking. I'd rather just chill out here right now. Uh, my morning's going okay. Smokey just fucking chilling, bro. Getting stoned. Let me know when you're trying to hop on the live, though. Good morning, bro. What's good, Kelly Belly? Good morning to you, too. Hell yeah, bro. My brother, he's about to. He getting his shit set up in his basement, and I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go live out there. I might not be able to go live out there unless they got internet out there because they live way out in the country. Um, but I'll definitely do a little sneak peek of some shit that's gonna be growing. And see, bro, like we live out in the country here, dog. Right now, I'm technically in the city, but I can drive 20 minutes, bro, and take you out to where you won't get no service. We be growing hella down here. I remember when I was younger, me and my buddy, me and him, like, I've been known what pot is ever since I've been like probably about 8 or 9. My dad always made it very obvious. Like he smoked, but he made it clear to us that like we wasn't to tell people that my dad smoked pot. So we knew it wasn't just a cigarette because everybody smokes cigarettes, and we knew it smelled funny. I know I like the smell of it, but anyways, me and one of my buddies, bro, like one of the day one buddies, we we were walking through the woods, bro. We were on his property and we cut across the fence to his neighbors, and we walking through there, bro. And I mean, like, we a good like probably 3 or 4 miles from his house, deep in these woods, dog. And out of nowhere, it starts smelling like a skunk. And my buddy's mom smoked pot, so he knew what it was. And we're sitting there and we're like, I looked over at him. I think I was probably 11, 12 years old. I was like, hey, Chase. And he goes, what? And I'm like, smells like weed out here. And he was like, I was going to say that. And we're just walking around, bro, and all of a sudden we come to a little trail. We thought it was a deer trail, so we take off down this little deer trail. Next thing we know, like I'm looking down at the ground, and I just happened to look up, and I'm like, me and my buddies standing in the middle of probably 20 or 30 plants, bro. And I mean, these are some big motherfucking plants. Like, I was young, So me and him, like literally, I grabbed one whole, like fucking, like when I tell you, I've been about at 13 or at 11, 10, 11 years old, I was already standing like 5'8" type shit. Like I've always been tall, and I reached over and I grabbed one of the plants and I yanked that bitch up out the ground. And my buddy was like, "You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble." And then he grabs one and rips it out. We run it all the way back to his mom's house, and we're like, "Hey, Jackie, there's something we got to show you." And she's like, "What? I ain't got time for this." And I'm like, we found some of them funny looking cigarettes." And she was like, "Huh?" And we was like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's what it smells like anyways." And she walked outside and she looked down and she's like, "Oh fuck." Like these plants were like 7 foot fucking tall, big dude with nugs on them. Like I remember as a kid, dog, these nugs was like that big around and probably that long. Dude, his mom grabbed them motherfucking plants and ran them in the house. And she was like, "Y'all don't talk to nobody about this shit." Damn, hell yeah. I know the first time I personally ever attempted to try to grow, clearly at the time I kind of fibbed a little bit to my dad. And I told him, like, me and my brother had a great idea. Like, my brother was allowed to smoke. So I was like, "Hey, Dad," I think I was about 13. Yeah, about 13, maybe 14, 13 and a half. I looked at my dad and I was like, my dad and my brother, Andrew, and our friend John. My dad, Andrew, and John was like, "Hey, man, y'all wanna start a little pot, like a couple of little plants back here?" So like my brother Andrew looked at me and was like, just gave me that like, "Go ask Dad, like if you're allowed to come out there with us while we do it." And I'm like, "Hey Dad, am I allowed to come out there with y'all?" And he was like, "I don't care." So I mean, like, remind you, like, we're starting off at seeds, dog, seeds. And I'm like, "Hey Dad," and he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Am I allowed to grow one of these?" And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Hold on." I was like, "Am I allowed to grow it for Andrew? Like, am I allowed to plant one to see how mine turns out?" Mine and Andrew's, bro, was so fucking good. My dad's and John's got fucking worms. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Like literally one day we went out there and my dad's plant and John's plant had these little white worms all over them. So me and Andrew ripped our plants up out the ground and planted them in 5 gallon buckets. And like we got them growing good. Like they were some good fucking plants. But then the year after that, I tried doing it and it didn't work out so good. And then when I was 18, me and my buddies decided, I'm 25 now, but when I was 18, me and some of my buddies decided that there was a forest area next to one of my buddies' houses, and that we was gonna go in there and fucking like grow some plants in there. So like we had a friend that had an older brother that had like he ordered these seeds from like Colorado or California. So it might have been California, and they were like guaranteed seeds. Like they was gonna grow something. But yeah, bro, we had these plants growing good. Like I mean, we probably had roughly 20-25 plants that actually grew outside. No like fucking lights from like electricity lights. It was all just sunlight and fucking we had these bitches good. They only needed to be in the ground for another like I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks, and then they was ready to be pulled and hung. And we went back there one day, bro, and I don't care what either one of my other friends say. One of them had that shit set up to be fucking ripped up out the ground, because we come back here, bro, and we didn't have one fucking plant in the ground, bro. And like we were all pissed. But my buddy Zach, he was like the less pissed out of all of us. Like it was some shit, bro. Hell yeah, I like it, bro. I'm fucking fried right now. That's why I won't shut up. Now, my dad told us a story about a time when I think my sister was just a baby, so I wasn't even born yet. My dad and a couple of his buddies, like two of his buddies, like close buddies, decided that they was gonna grow some pot, and they had like 30 plants growing in one spot. And then you went down like I don't know, probably 200 or 300 yards and had another 30 plants growing, and so on. Like they had like I think they said like 300 plants altogether, and they said they were beautiful plants. Well, my dad had to go to town, and when he was coming back to his house, he said an ambulance passed him and had something hanging out the back, but he didn't know what it was. So him and his buddy, they kept on driving. They passed another truck coming down through there, and at that time, they knew what it was. They had these fucking, well, they was passing them. There were cops and stuff like that, and their vehicles was loaded down with fucking pot plants. And when my dad pulled into his fucking driveway, there was two cops standing in his driveway and was like, "Hey, buddy, we need to talk to you real quick." And he was like, "Oh, okay, sir." He was like, "What y'all need to talk about?" He was like, "We had a helicopter in the sky, and it hit on this property that you're renting for pot." And he said, "We got down here and we found a whole mess of it, like a lot." My dad was like, I have no idea, sir." He said, I'm on like the only part of this land that I'm allowed to be on is where the house is and the little yard around the house. My dad said, dude, he thought he was going to jail. And them fucking cops, my dad said he was so pissed. He said they had buds on there fucking 7-8 inches long. And they were like currently carrying these bitches out. Like they found my dad's fucking. If it wouldn't have been for it being back in like 90, it's like 96 or 97, then my dad, if it would have been like nowadays, my dad would have went to jail for it. They'd have got his ass bigger than fuck. Your neighbor just left for work. Bro, if you're able, because like, there's a lot that you do have to know about growing before you just run off and decide to grow, because you'll grow plants, bro, and you're only allowed to use the males or the females, and you'll grow males and they're no count. And if you have them near each other, they'll pollinate and they'll fucking, it's just all sorts of bad. I knew a guy in Ohio and he grew at one time, he had 500 plants in the grow state, in the veg stage, and he had 500 plants in the like almost ready stage. Like he cloned his shit. Like he had 3 main plants that he fucking done all of his own shit. Like he pollinated his shit, bro. He would take one strand and fucking basically made it with another strand and get his own fucking, like, it's dope, bro. Like, if you know how to do it, it's fucking, you get to the point where you can be like, all right, like, hey, like I'm say, if you get to the point where it's a good pot and it's good sellable pot, then you could be like, all right, well, I just took motherfucking OG Kush and motherfucking Luke Skywalker or some Skywalker OG and fucking Gorilla Glue with some Girl Scout cookies, and like, bro, that's how you do it, bro. You just take and start off with certain strands, and then after you get that first strand grown, fucking mix them bitches, get them to breed where they'll fucking, you'll get, you know, from, because 2 different strands make its own strand. Excuse me. Try the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna get up and go.
I'm about to go open up your shed door and pee. Y'all hang loose, Goose. LOL. Hell yeah. Oh. You gotta be careful when you're doing them dishes. America. I remember back when I used to be a dish tank in Ohio, and I had to wear motherfucking rubber boots in that bitch because it was a given that floor was gonna be wet. I'd leave up out of there and my motherfucking pant legs be soaked halfway up my damn pant leg. Dude, I'd be so pissed off. No cap, y'all. I might fucking take a nap, bro. Find a good movie to watch. You're cooked. You cooked, bro. Can we put a fork in you and call you done? I'd love to find some LSD, bro. Been a good couple of years since I've done some, and LSD is the way to go. I might stay on here a little bit longer. I'm not gonna be on. I'm not gonna. I might run it to an hour, so about another 20 more minutes, less than that, like 17 minutes. Bro, me. Alright, so when I lived in Ohio, I had a buddy, his dad was the fucking acid plug, dog. This man, I remember the first time I hit my buddy up and I'm like, hey bro, actually I think I posted it on my snap at the time. And I was like, man, I'm looking for some Sid. Anybody know where to get any at? My buddy hit me up and was like, bruh. He was like, my dad be selling it. And I'm like, well, ask your dad if he got any. He was, I ain't got to ask him. I know he's got it. And I'm like, well, like, I doubt he delivers. I was like, I can get a ride there. I was like, see if I'm able to come through. And he messaged me back. He was like, oh, yeah, bro, go ahead and go over. So he gave me the address. And, like, I'm kind of nervous because I don't know how this dude's about to be. He never bought off of him before. And, like, this tall, skinny guy opens up the door. Ain't got no shirt on. And this man's fucking eyes, his eyes are fucking dilated to the size of quarters, dog. And I'm like, he was like, are you he was like, you Marlin? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, but he was like, come on in. He was like, yeah, my son. He was like, said that y'all been friends for some years. He was like, I ain't never met you. And I'm like, yeah, because I met him. I met this dude when he was living with his mom, and his dad really wasn't in the picture. But he was like, "What you looking for?" And I was like, "I was just wondering if you done any deals." And uh, he was like, "How much you got on you right now?" And I was like, "I got about $50 that I'm willing to spend." And he was like, "All right, bro, I got you." He gave me a whole strip. Or no, he gave me two strips. That's fucking 20 hits of acid. And I remind you, the way that acid works is in them 20, in them two rolls, there's 20 hits of acid. And each hit is dipped twice. So me and my buddy got out to the car. Like, I got out to the car and we got back to my house. And there was like four of us. So I gave these two dudes a hit apiece, and my buddy dared me that I wouldn't do 5 hits, and I was like, I'll do 5 hits right now if you do 5 hits. So we both done, it was 10 hits altogether because, remind you, each hit's dipped twice. Within 25 minutes, dog, I was as high as I've ever been in my motherfucking life. There was no convincing me that this high was never going to end, because I was like, most people peak at about 4 to 6 hours in, and I was peaking on like my motherfucking second hour, dog. I was so high I couldn't see. Like, it looked like, the only way I can explain it is I opened up my eyes, bruh, and it was like getting in a pool and going down to the water with just your eyes, like your nose and everything underneath water, just your eyes above the water. That's what it looked like. And it was pretty pretty interesting. But I know now that I don't need 10 hits to get high. I only need like 2, and I'm fine for like 15 hours. Now, I'm not going to be tripping balls the whole 15 hours, but for about a good 11 to 12 of them hours, yeah, I'm going to be high as fuck. I remember one day I'd done 2 hits before I went to work. And I swear it seemed like the longest motherfucking day at work I ever had. And I told myself I'll never do it at work again. But once I get home, dog,
But now we got a real machine to use. There's another piece out there.
Where'd you find that?
On the table.
on the table.
From Adam.
He always leaves fucking crumbs behind.
There is. It's about yay big.
Yeah.
Because I hit it a couple of times.
Well, he fucking barely leaves anything behind, so. Like, as far as roaches go, he rolls the smallest motherfucking joints.
Yeah.
If you want to smoke 2 people with a little tiny kid.
Yeah, but that's why he gets so motherfucking stoned when you roll one and y'all smoke it, just the 2 of y'all, or even the 3 of y'all, because he's so used to smoking pinners.
The dad straight up, dad won't. Like, when I was living there and Donnie would come over, fucking, I had some smoke, and I was like, hey, y'all trying to smoke? And they were like,
Yeah.
but he was like, so I'm like, hey, Dad, let me get a paper off of you. And Dad had them little little papers. Yeah. So I took 2 of them and stuck it together and rolled one. And I mean, like, it was a good size for 3 people because there's 3 people smoking. I lit that shit up and I handed it to Dad. Dad looked at it and was like, you know I ain't gonna smoke this. And he was like, here, Donnie. And Donnie was like, hell no, I don't want that thing. It looks like a dick. So Dad and them rolled one, and they rolled like a little fucking pinner, which I don't mind because back when Donnie was coming around, Dad and Donnie would sit there and smoke a whole joint to themselves.
And then smoke.
Like they'd be like, "Hey, bub, you want to smoke?"
That's weird because
I'd be sitting there.
Fucking joint would be fucking zero candy bar.
Yeah.
For one touch that.
Yep. He won't
That's
smoke.
fucked up.
Like I was sitting there and I was like, I hit it once. I lit it. I went. Dude and Dad and Donnie sit there and Dad would pass it over to Donnie. Donnie would hit that thing. Donnie passed it right back over to Dad. Dad hit that thing a couple of times. And then by the time it done got down to that big, I'd be like, you know, you care if I hit that now? And they're like, well, you should have said something.
Yep. They've done that to me numerous times. Or Trey and Dad and Donnie would be smoking, and Trey would be sitting there looking at me, waiting on them to pass it, but Dad and Donnie's sitting there holding it, talking.
Yeah.
Dad can light a joint 15 times, and
He will too.
When he gets
But-
in the moods where he's talking and we're smoking a fucking joint, I want him to smoke.
Yeah, but let somebody else hold it while they're talking, and Dad would be like, "Pass that motherfucker, man! Hit it and pass it."
I'm saying
I'm
like
like,
4 or
Even
5
if it-
times,
even
like,
if it
fucking
ain't
just
his.
sit there talking. I'm like, God dang, dude.
"Hey, real
Pass that
quick,
shit.
did when you kick that cage, did you kick it from this side? Oh, you just smacked it.
I opened the
So I
door
guess
and I
it was-
smacked him with my fucking shoe.
So I guess it's been dented this whole time like that, but Bub fixed it a little bit and pulled it back out because it's in.
I opened that door and I fucking got him out the cage. I smacked him with my shoe and threw him back in the cage.
Dude, it sucks knowing, like, I miss seeing Donnie.
I do too a lot. I miss hearing it. Never
Like,
thought I'd miss it.
never. I never thought I would.
Did, I miss him, but they still.
Yeah. It's weird
Like
because
I hate to say it because, like,
I don't really remember a life before Donnie. I don't.
The funniest motherfuckers ever.
Yeah. And everything was
The-
funny to him. You could literally fucking spit in his face and kick him in the shin and he'd laugh about it.
I miss him.
I swear he used to crack
I
me
miss
up.
his
He
stories.
cracked me up all
I know
the
he
time.
was-
Cracked him up all the
I
time.
know he was mean to Mom back when we were younger, but dude, he used to crack me up. She'd walk there, he'd go, Jody, stop. Well, what,
I
Donnie?
ain't gonna get
Back
another
up.
hat.
Beep, beep,
No more
beep.
new hats.
Yeah, no more new hats or keychains.
I'm just worried about the damn hats. I ain't worried about the damn keychains.
Yeah, every time
Another
Donnie
hat,
come around,
well,
he'd come in. Dad, Trey, and Donnie'd sit here. Donnie'd go back outside. He'd come back in. He'd give Trey a hat. He'd give Dad a hat.
There ain't too many fucking hats.
Man.
On my head. Donnie got me one.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
the one that.
I'd feel bad. I'd feel bad because Dad would be honest with Donnie. Dad'd be sitting there fucking falling asleep watching a movie, and he'd be like, all right, Donnie, I'll holler at you tomorrow. If you're here, I'll see you in the morning. And he'd go off to bed. And
Donnie'd sit there all night.
Donnie's sitting there like the one night I was like, all right, Donnie, I'll holler at you. And I went and laid down. I went to sleep, and I was asleep for a good probably 3-4 hours. I got up to go take a piss and opened up the door, and Donnie was still sitting there on the couch.
I think he
So I
just
walked
didn't
in
wanna
there.
go home.
I walked in there and I was like, hey, Donnie, I was like, Sherry's probably going to wonder where you're at. And he said,
I don't
no,
give a fuck.
she knows I'm staying at your dad's. And he'd still get up at some point in time and leave. But, or he would crash there on the couch. Like the one night he come in there and Dad was already asleep. And Donnie was like, well, what you watching? And snatched the fucking remote from me and we found something
One
else.
day I showed up over there. I wasn't there long, and then Donnie showed up. I think he ended up staying the night.
Yeah.
Probably he would.
Unintentionally, he
Yeah.
would. That's what hurts my feelings.
Dad was talking, Donnie's like, all right, Scott, well, I'm going to go home. And then Donnie was still sitting there 4 hours later. They're both still sitting there 4 hours later watching TV.
Yeah, Dad said
Donnie
he'd
done
get
said
up
he
in
was
the
going home
morning.
like 4 or 5 nights.
Dad said he'd get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Donnie'd be in the living room. Make some coffee.
There was one day your dad
Where's
wasn't
that
there at
coffee
the
at?
house, but Donnie was.
Yeah.
Sitting inside, it was unlocked, and I called him. I was like, hey, I'm coming over to your house. He's like, well, I ain't there yet, but Donnie's there. You can go in with him and wait on me. I was like, well, okay, that's a little weird. But all right.
That's what hurts my feelings the most is I think Donnie knew he was going to go and he wanted to spend as much time with Dad as he could, even if Dad wasn't awake.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Because he spent a lot of time at Dad's. Like,
I don't know. Me and Donnie, I know stories about Donnie that probably Sherry don't even know about Donnie.
There's stories about Donnie that Sherry don't know.
Like we'll be sitting there watching a movie. Like we was watching one movie and it was based in Texas. And he's sitting there like, yep, been down that highway before. He's like, then they started talking about Bunny Ranch that was up there. It was a whorehouse, but for like expensive ass whores. Donnie been in there too. He said, you can go in there and you can get you some $20 pussy, or you can go in there and get you $1,000 pussy. He said it's all what it depends on what you want to spend.
Stop in town.
Or like Donnie was telling us, he said, he was like, I was going through California one time, and he said, these boys was talking back and forth across the CBs, talking about they was meeting up and they had some shit. So Donnie was like, fuck it, I'll go meet up with them because I want to buy some of that shit. It was fucking high-speed chicken feed. And he said, he said he got a little, he said he spent like $40 on some, right? He said that was too much.
Yep.
And that says a lot right there for Donnie, because Donnie used to be a guy that could go smoke fucking $5,000 worth of crack in a night easily. And Donnie said him and I think he said it was Big O got in this semi and took off, or no, it was Timmy. Climbed in a fucking semi, took off to California. Got to California, they done run out of dope. They done all their dope on their way to California. So they got to California and was trying to find some dope. So they found them some dope, and they said that they didn't even smoke a half gram of it to the both of them.
Yep.
And they said they was up for 5 fucking days straight and said that they couldn't sit down to save their life.
A big old catfish.
Let me see.
Catfish. Fucking angry.
Yep, catfish.
Fucking angry.
What is that? A large or a flathead?
I reckon. The only reason why I know is because look at his little whiskers.
There's a big old fucking head that I don't see no fucking body.
Yeah, it's just the way
Behind it.
Flathead's off fucking head. I ain't got no fucking
Oh my god.
fish.
No, I don't think it's the same one.
Let me see.
I don't know. Somebody reached Pele.
That is a big motherfucker. Go back and skip.
Oh. Hang on.
That was a big motherfucker.
Yeah, that's probably a good fucking 120 pounder right there.
73 pounds.
Damn.
73.
That's a chunky boy right there. Imagine pulling that up out the river, dog. You pull that up out the river, you think you're pulling a shark up out of that bitch.
I caught 167 pounds, I'm throwing that back. Maybe 30 pounds, I'm throwing that back.
Oh yeah, you throw them back, but like that big right there, like
Here's
you.
the one that we want to pick.
Ones I want are about 5 to 10.
That's the one that was in the net.
Flathead.
Yeah.
Daddy's catching them all the time.
All right, y'all. Well, I said I was gonna go for about an hour. I went an hour and 1 minute, so I'll holler at y'all.
Fish on here, but huge.
That's like